Is Mero's show at Hot 97 already failing? That's right. It looks like his ratings are terrible and he's already arriving late to the show. But did you know that he got rid of DJ Juanito? Well, at least that's the rumor mill materializing behind the scenes. Now, I want to be clear that this was sent to me by an anonymous source, but when I checked out what the source said, it seemed like he was revealing what was actually going on. The firing of DJ Juanito, who's been at Hot 97 since around 2005, indicates that they're rambling and scuffling and shuffling behind the scenes. Mero was trying to create a new shakeup because he knows things are doing really bad. Besides that, there's another component that we have to address. Mero is late a lot, and I started to notice that when I listened to a morning show edition of his program, and Kaz started the show.
I know how much you love to hear this voice, but usually you used to hearing the one and only Kid Mero. He is running just a little bit behind today, you know what I'm saying? The little daughter has a little bit of the sniffles all night. We all been there as parents, you know how it is.
Then if you look at the New York Times article, Mero says that he had to stay in a hotel for his first day because he wanted to make sure he wasn't late. And on top of that, he had his manager call him to make sure he wasn't late. And there's just multiple people in the industry who have told me they've worked with Mero, and he continues to be someone who's never on time and operates on Hollywood time. He's on radio now. He's not on Vice. He's not on Showtime where that's allowed. This is a morning show where you have to be there exactly and promptly. There's another key component that we have to address. That's the elephant in the room. Ebro Darden, the biggest asshole in New York City radio. We have to address Ebro because he was the previous host of the morning show. And while he was a jerk to many, his show was far more successful than what Mero got going on, which is struggling like crazy. His radio ratings are in the toilet. His YouTube views are doing terrible. He's not getting guests. I don't know what's going on. Could it be that he's not staying around after the show to interview people? Why are they not getting guests? This is Hot 97. Or could the issue be that Hot 97 has not provided new studios? Someone told me, and multiple people have told me this, that the Hot 97 studios are trash. And this aligns with what Ebro, Lauren, Rosenberg said, that it was so trash that they didn't even want to go back there and they decided to build their own studio. Like they're saying the bathrooms have roaches, that this place isn't secure. You could walk up in there. There's no type of, protection of the premises, which aligns with the issues Mero might be having now, but you won't hear anyone else say anything. Everyone is scared to lose their job. Now, my source also told me to go and, kind of look at what else played out publicly to verify some of the themes he or she was trying to wake up. He also says that Mero is now realizing why Ebro and Hot 97 were beefing, especially the new ownership Media Co. They apparently violate people all the time, reference the Stan Pillman lawsuit, the Shayla Scott lawsuit, which also happens to be the mom of Scotty Beam. I think both of them allege like some type of discrimination. You can read those articles online. And then this person also said that TT Torres was leveling some type of lawsuit or litigation against the company. Hot 97's new ownership just has a bunch of stuff going on, and it looks like things are materializing. It's public information. You can look it up. With the exception of TT Torres, I can't find that article anywhere. One thing that this person also pointed out is that Mero takes job hostings for like unions, and the contract he has isn't even a union contract. Apparently, it's one of these like corporate contracts with not that much protections, which is in sharp contrast because Ebro said he had a union contract with Media Co. So that would indicate to me that Hot 97 wants to go in a different direction and does not necessarily want to honor any type of union contracts. Now, I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but that's just at the core of the issue here. Another key component of what needs to be understood is that Ebro's show, even though it's often ridiculed at Hot 97, was bringing in money. They had $1 million syndication deal that Media Co. lost when they fired him. That company is working with Ebro directly, and they did not want to work with Mero. Now Mero is not doing what they expected. The ratings aren't good, and most of the people inside the company at Hot 97 are saying this isn't really going to last. Now we have to get to the leadership from the Hot 97 brass. there's the brass that is running everything, and then there's like this assistant program director that isn't even a program director. Apparently, there's still no program director. And the Hot 97 brass is posting these weird freestyles that are taking place on the channel that make no sense. If you remember, Hot 97 used to be the place where the best freestyles occurred, but now they're taking random artists that no one knows and placing it on the channel. Then we have the curious case of Jerry Barrow, which was kind of the lead of the editorial team. He was fired and replaced with someone named Rambeezy. He's apparently Drake's mans and never rocks with anyone that says anything bad about Drake. Who knows? This could have been why maybe Ebro wasn't posted well on social media, because he was trashing Drake, and maybe Rambeezy was like, I ain't rocking with Ebro. He be hating on Drake. But I mean, Ebro's a Drake hater, so maybe he deserves that. Now, as to what Ebro would say about his last paycheck at Hot 97. Well, a couple months ago, Ebro would go on his show and say that he, Laura, and Rosenberg were not paid their last check by Hot 97.
And they owe us money. They owe us a lot of money, and they don't want to pay us.
Yeah. I don't know.
And by the way, that's a union contract.
Yes.
Let's be clear.
So we're dealing with our union.
Yes, that's a union deal. They're going against the union. So
now here's the thing. Laura and Rosenberg are not experiencing the same contract issue as Ebro. Ebro apparently has a severance package, and it's a lot of money. So Laura and Rosenberg, who knows? They might have been at will employment. Now, I just want to remind everybody, this is a source. This is according to, this is not 100% fact. And we might have to just watch this as the files come out. Then the source also said that Hot 97 is upset that Ebro, Laura, and Rosenberg did their own thing. They have interns watch the show and report back to the highest level of Hot 97's leadership. Now, here's the final piece that I think was the source of great ridicule for Ebro. You remember when he first got fired, he was saying that he doesn't capitulate and he doesn't, bow down to political agendas being forced by the biggest players at his company.
Told y'all a couple of weeks ago when they tried to run that Andrew Cuomo play on me. Listen, man, I don't capitulate well, bro. Been doing this too long. If you look around all the major media outlets, man. All of them. Look at all of them. They all got to fold up because they all trying to renew their deals, their licenses.
Well, it looked kind of funny that he said that, and many were saying, yo, Ebro is just trash. He doesn't have any radio ratings. That's why he's saying this. But this source said that is actually not true. As Hot 97 was pushing the Eric Adams agenda hard.
Yeah, let's do this.
From Gracie Mansion, WBLS's Bob Lee with Mayor Eric Adams. A breaking exclusive on the fight to save New York from Zoran Mamdani's radical agenda and take back the Democratic Party's soul.
When you see people calling for girls and boys to share the same showers in their high schools when they play sports, that's not a call for black and brown people. You're seeing an attempt to hijack by people like Zoran and the Democratic Socialist Party. They're socialists. They hate our way of life. We need to be clear on that.
But Ebro wouldn't shut up with the criticism about him. And when Eric Adams dropped out, they navigated towards promoting Cuomo.
Also, my hobby, which probably would have been more than a hobby, I was a big car guy when I was young.
Interesting.
Yeah, restoring cars, racing cars. Yeah, I would have had some side business that dealt with probably the restoration of cars, because I like American cars, older American, what they call muscle cars. 1967 Corvette. The most beautiful car. I don't care what anyone says. They talk of Maserati, Ferrari. Forget it. 1967 Corvette. I would have been doing some more with that if I had time.
I like that. Mine's actually a Chevy Impala 1956.
Oh, good car. Good car.
Now, the leader of the company was yelling when Ebro did an interview with Cuomo and Cuomo hung up.
Yeah, but we never had this level of anti-Semitism. And you don't want to defend anti-Semitic behavior in New York City.
Of course not.
Of course not.
And
But
it's
let's
definitely
not.
up.
But let's not extrapolate it away from the damage done to mad people. What do you think the Latin population is dealing with right now with ICE on the streets? Your boy was just on 60 Minutes, Cuomo, saying that you're his guy.
No. First of
Trump said you're his candidate. If he had to pick a bad Democrat or what did he say? Or a
communist.
Or a communist, he's picking you.
Hello?
Apparently, everybody in the office knew it was over because the Hot 97 leadership put targets on all of their back. Now, what's interesting about the Ebro Cuomo interview is that it was scrubbed by Hot 97. It wasn't on their socials. It wasn't even on their YouTube channel. But mysteriously, a channel named Ebro Darden uploaded it. So it's likely that Ebro uploaded it himself. And you can see in this interview that it was really contentious. And I could see someone being like, damn, they got Cuomo crazy, looking crazy, and getting upset. There's a lot of political things going on at Hot 97. And as for Mero, many inside the station feel like he's going to start talking soon about all of the issues he has with Hot 97. Hot 97 might fire him before he starts talking because he's already arriving late. He's shaking up the cast and he's not producing any radio ratings. He's already beefing with the management guys. And here's the kicker. Summer Jam is being pushed back to July, maybe because they haven't sold any sponsorships due to Mero's numbers not helping. So there you have it, folks. Mero in the mornings is dead in the water. Oh boy, there's a lot of drama. And I had to do this story because I felt like, man, this just like he just got hired like a few months ago. I'm talking about like he started in January. Ebro was let go like around December and it's already going bad. Do you think Mero survives 2026? I will follow this story closely as I believe my source. Now I want to end with saying that this is all alleged outside of the things that are public information, and we will have to follow to see if anything materializes. With that said, leave the science in the comments. Follow me on Instagram, The Stop TV. Follow me on Twitter, The Stop TV. This is Danny from The Stop. Peace.